a minute or so away from the off time. And what of Dashful of Cash? Well, it's not easy to work out where we might be with him, but he's related to quite a few winners, and he did finish second in his sole point-to-point.
This event will start in
the
60
spring.
seconds. 60 seconds.
And the Lucy Wadham Yard, pretty decent nick as well. They had a winner with Greystone yesterday at Warwick when teaming up with Bryony Frost. So just under a minute away from the off time. Still 10 to 11 Wise Guy, 5 to 2 Dashful of Cash, 100 to 30 Amnor, Ernie Bilko at 33 to 1. Best of luck with
this
whatever
event
you fancy
starts
here.
in 30 seconds. In 30 seconds.
Well, we're heading towards the last 30 seconds or so now to the official off time of 1:05, and the four runners have been asked to walk slowly in the direction of the tapes at the top of Rose Hill. Making their way in steadily. They jump one flight of hurdles in the first half mile here before turning into the straight and facing the line of three before the stands. They continue to walk in very steadily. They're off. Jump away then.
This event is now
dispatched
Inplay
on their 3-mile journey in the follow at the races on Twitter maiden hurdler, and they're on the steady run to the first of the 11 scheduled flights. And Amnor in the purple and yellow hoops giving an early lead to Dashful of Cash in the blue and yellow. Wise Guy tucked in between them in the dark blue silks, and Ernie Bilko last of the four rising. Amnor just shading the advantage. From Dashful of Cash and Wise Guy, and a small break to Ernie Bilko at the back of the quartet as they make fairly leisurely progress left-handed around towards the top of the Townmoor Straight for the first time, just jumping one flight of hurdles in the first half mile or so. And Amnor and Bryony Frost leading to Dashful of Cash and Brian Hughes in second, and very close. Wise Guy, dark blue jacket for James Bowen in the slipstream of the leading duo, 2 or 3 lengths away to Ernie Bilko under Jack Andrews. Completing the last part of the turn and about to level up for the line of 3 flights before the stands. Amnor, Dashful of Cash and Wise Guy, and finally Ernie Bilko. Closing in on the second. Amnor picks up and hops over neatly, as do his 3 rivals, though Ernie Bilko needs a little encouragement at this still very early stage, remaining last of the 4. On the approach to the third, Amnor, again very neat. Dashful of Cash on the left, Wise Guy in the dark blue towards the right, and Ernie Bilko in close touch, although still just last. They've completed the first mile now, heading to the 4th. Amnor and Bryony Frost over, shifting a little to the right, but over quickly. From Dashful of Cash, the hurdling debutante. Wise Guy tucked away against the rail. James Bowen sitting quietly aboard the short-priced favourite, and right on his tail, Ernie Bilko. So about to sweep left-handed and head away towards the far straight, where another line of 3 flights is awaiting them. Amnor, the most experienced hurdler in the lineup here, leading in the purple and yellow silks of the owners, the Cottons. Slipstream by Wise Guy, colours of Magna and Shanahan, the dark blue. Pat Betts' yellow and blue silks carried by Brian Hughes aboard Dashful of Cash, and Jack Andrews in the orange silks of owner Stephen Astaire, still just at the tail. Here's the 5th. It's taken them through the point adjacent to the St Leger start on the flat course, and it's bringing them steadily now towards halfway. It's been very little, if any, change in the order throughout. Amnor's inclined to go slightly right at each of his flights. Wise Guy's been following, and he half kicked that flight to the ground. Dashful of Cash is close up on their outer and Ernie Bilko, the big priced outsider, still right in behind them. So the last in this line, it's the 7th, and Wise Guy taken up to apply a bit of pressure to Amnor, and they move on by a couple of lengths to Dashful of Cash, and Ernie Bilko is a further 3 lengths away. Climbing now to the end of their first circuit, and Amnor and Bryony Frost have made all so far. Wise Guy right at the leader's quarters, now angles to the outer. Right in behind them in 3rd place, Dashful of Cash, and then Ernie Bilko. So they're about to head round towards 4 out now, and Wise Guy has come right alongside Amnor, and they've just begun to open up a little. He wasn't fluent again though, Wise Guy, and a couple of times he's shown his relative inexperience at the flights compared to Amnor. Dashful of Cash is now half a dozen lengths away in 3rd, and Ernie Bilko is finding it hard work last of the 4. So Amnor in the yellow and Wise Guy in the dark blue are almost inseparable as they run back towards home. Still well over half a mile to travel, and the last line of 3 flights up the straight to jump. Amnor will hold the inside, cut the corner off the last part of the turn. Wise Guy still looking threatening, but Frost herself sitting quietly aboard Amnor. Dashful of Cash being nursed back in 3rd place by Brian Hughes, trying to get back into contention, but has still got half a dozen lengths to make up, and Ernie Bilko in 4th is becoming remote. So they straighten for the 3rd last. Amnor will be on the right, on the left, Wise Guy. Still this 6-length break back to Dashful of Cash, who hasn't lost any further ground, and now Frost becomes more animated on Amnor. Wise Guy right alongside. They come away from the flight together, but at the moment, body language would suggest that James Bowen has the confidence with Wise Guy, and he now begins to move on from Amnor with Dashful of Cash back in 3rd. This is 2 out. Wise Guy, not especially fluent, half kicked it to the ground. Amnor switched out by Bryony Frost to come and have another crack. They've still got a quarter of a mile to go and 1 to jump. Wise Guy now shaken up, asked to put his seal on the race. He opens up from at the last, untidy, walked through it, kicked it flat to the ground, but he lands 5 lengths ahead of Amnor and Dashful of Cash, and now they've got 200 yards to cover on the run-in. Wise Guy being driven out to make sure, still a learning curve for this lightly raced gelding, but he is beginning to draw clear now on